Okay, that was the theme song.
What? You built that all up for nothing? You freaking flip-flop! I swear.
Okay. No, he didn't. You didn't make any announcements. So I'm like, did he drop out or something?
Welcome to the Roundtable podcast, where we occasionally talk about ponies. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Keyframe Productions, and we are joined today by our usual string of guests. We have Miss Lightning Bliss.
I'm not a guest. I'm one of the hosts.
Well, usual peanut gallery, I guess.
Rude.
We have the reason of voice.
I just have one thing to say. Trixie Lullamoon?
Yes. What?
You play the clip. That was a cue.
Derek, that's
Yep,
you.
I just played it.
Play the clip.
Derek, play the clip.
Derek played the fucking. Well, he already played the clip. There goes the PG rating.
Well, Derek played the clip.
Darn it.
I played the clip. Don't worry.
Okay,
And
good.
then we have Golden Fox.
Hi.
And we have, of course, the one, the only British Ninja.
Hello, God, we're back for another season. It is never ending. We're never going to escape. We're never going to end. It's all just going to be constant horses. Constant horses. We're never going to leave. We're going to be here at this goddamn table for eternity because this goddamn
Drink
show
the
won't
shake,
stop. It
drink
keeps
the
making
shake,
money.
drink the shake.
Money. We're never going to leave.
Derek, calm
I need
down.
the shake.
And now, and then our final member, who's always here with us, no matter what. He's you could say he's the base of our operations. Derek.
Hi.
We also got ToonKriticY2K.
I'd like to say that Derek has been here from the start, but he's just never wanted to say anything. We love Derek.
He's been so shy.
He's such a
I'm very
shy little
quiet.
table.
He holds all my treats.
Derek,
And,
Derek brought us the
Derek-
guest for this week, actually.
I
Yes.
did. Kidnapped.
Welcome our special guest for the first episode, Celestial Advice, Luximus.
Oh, it's me. Hi.
How
Hi.
did Derek treat you to the round table?
He's treated me good. He doesn't have a gun to my head, so I can say that. No, definitely, he's a great guy. You
But he's
know.
a table. How can the table hold a gun?
I'm
How
trying
can,
to
has
start
a
to
weight.
get
how
my
can a table kidnap
Be
a guest?
surprised what magic tables have, bitch!
I mean, he has legs anyway.
presents. Also, the spirit of the Wilsonator is lurking. Just be aware.
Anyway, it's great to be back on Roundtable. I've been missing for a while. I was on a magical adventure to find the opening for an opening that gives Celestia development and gives us something cool to start out on, and I did find it, and that's why I'm back. So
Derek stole it.
I think I should, as a little celebration of the return of Keyframe from our magical adventure, Blissy, you say the first good point about the episode.
Wait. What? Why me? What did I do? I didn't do anything wrong.
Well, I mean, your two favorite princesses are in this episode.
Ah. I love Celestia.
Wow,
Okay,
that's it.
moving
Brilliant
on.
analysis. Brilliant analysis. A+, top shelf quality content. Love it. I love
Please do
it.
not affront
That's all, folks.
Okay, hold on. Let me get my thoughts in order, and I just realized I don't have to start them up.
Would you care to elaborate?
Yes, I will elaborate. Celestia is portraying the parents I was kind of hoping she would be.
Mm-hmm.
Why is my image on the Twitch squished? I fixed it so that wouldn't happen, Zach.
Stuff happens.
You
Because I bunched in.
Just go.
Love you. Love you, Bliss. Continue with your point.
Wait. We're so far on this document, we get into a ratio. What is he doing? Anyway, so Celestia, I have always anticipated that she would be a motherly parental type, especially in Twilight, because, well, she's one of her best students. And we finally not only see it from that perspective, but we also get like she's not only like your Mary Sue typical parent motherly teacher, I could do no wrong. She flips her stuff. She just starts laughing at Twilight's misery, and it's not because of the fact she's enjoying Twilight being miserable. It's the fact that she was the exact way. So in a way, we just kind of got a glimpse into Celestia's side that she is overly protective of it, maybe a little obsessive about worst case scenarios, and if anything, I hope this is a side that Celestia will get more episodes in the future. So yeah, we're really upset. Do I touch on my second mic for the second?
Well, we're only covering Celestial Advice for right now.
Oh, okay, my bad. So yeah, love Celestia. I love how she's being portrayed. I always see this as a sign of good things to come.
Yes.
Who do you pass it to?
I passed it off to the one person I am extremely jealous of because they have a natural talent for animation that even I had to go to them for advice. Lux.
Oh, it's me? Oh, okay. You're very kind, I guess.
Oh boy.
What was one thing you liked about Celestial Advice?
I think I liked, there was this one joke in there. This is a little nitpicky, but like, or I guess not nitpicky in a sense that it's bad. It's a good thing. Yeah, cherry picking. It's one joke that happened during the Celestia's like flashback or whatever, where Spike was like, "I don't see what you're looking at," and it's like, yeah, it's like a cartoonish kind of trait or whatever in a lot of cartoons. Is that whenever someone has a flashback, normally the people they're telling the flashback to can't see what they're seeing, and so I'm glad that Spike pointed that out. I don't know. That was a little not nostalgia. It was like a little giddy thing to me. Yeah, I liked it. It was good.
It was good.
Good shit.
It's good shit. That's good shit. Good shit right there.
He's the good stuff.
Is Derek beeping outside?
Does Derek have something he wants to add to this?
Get your feet off of me!
Derek's angry today.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to pass it on to someone, right?
Yes.
Yes, pass it on to someone.
Okay. Popcorn, voice of reason.
Oh, okay, my turn.
Yes.
Thing I liked. I never thought I'd say this, but I kind of want to see more of Bro Starlight.
Yes.
Bro Starlight?
Bro Starlight.
The Ember
Remind me
reality.
again?
The Ember part.
When the Ember part, where Twilight was imagining her going to the Dragon Kingdom.
Oh! Oh!
Boy, she'd be dead in that.
That was a fantasy, though. That was what Twilight was seeing, like predicting. When Starlight is nothing like that personality she was predicting.
I know, but I want Bro Starlight.
It's not gonna happen.
Hashtag Brolight or hashtag Starbro.
I'm sorry.
Hashtag Twilight's headcanon.
Shut up, Golden. I just imagine Blissey being like, yeah, but it's not gonna happen. And then Voice just slowly leaning into Blissy's face. I want Bro Starlight.
Starlight's a brony.
And I run behind too. I'm scared!
Jeez.
But that's what you liked, Voice?
Yeah, well, there's other stuff, but I'll let the other people talk about it.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Who you
I'll
pick?
pass it off to... Actually, I'll pass it to Toon.
Okay, so, I actually wanted to, really quickly, because my good old buddy, chum pal, buddy old pal of mine, Josh Scorcher, wanted me to relay
I
this.
thought you meant Derek.
Although, no, Derek is my Brosidon Brotato Chip, Brochacho. There's a difference.
Sliced bread slice.
Home
dog.
sliced bread slice.
Hot bros.
God! Get all with this!
Josh wanted me to relay his point, which is as follows. You gave me good Celestia development and a moment from the Royal Guard that didn't make me want to shoot puppies. Please don't take this away from me, Hasbro. Complaining about those is all I have.
Very good, Josh. Very good.
Wait, so he's worried they're gonna take his complaints away? Aww.
I just imagine
He
Josh
does
gave that
care.
to Toon in like a little scroll, and Toon just read it out like, "He has to verily from the Scorcher."
From
Hear
the
ye,
from the
hear ye.
Scorchers of Josh's.
My name is Samuel Seabury, and I present a brief
To you,
I
a
gotta-
message to the Roundtable podcast.
Heed not the rebels.
I got a sudden urge to hug a firebrand's face.
Anyways,
Aw.
so my
Yeah.
thing about this. So for those that didn't know, these 2 episodes, Celestial Advice and All Bottled Up, debuted the same weekend as BABSCon, which quite a few of us were there to see. My favorite thing about this was actually the audience's reactions to a lot of the funny moments in this. Seeing it live was... What?
Derek, shut up.
No, that wasn't Derek. That was me. I got forced to go to the premiere at 8:30 in the morning. I was sleepy. I was tired. I had to wake up at 6 a.m. to get my makeup done for my costume, and I was just gonna wait by the vendor hall. But Zach's like, "Nee, come to the premiere with us. It'll be fun." And I
Oh,
go,
blah, 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 your needs.
"Shut up,
Yeah.
Derek."
Thank you, Derek.
I'd like to say
Anyway,
that
you like the audience's reactions?
Yes, that I think was what made it all that more funnier. Because overall, I love this episode, but seeing it live, I think it adds. I think it adds a little bit more specialness to it. So that's my piece.
I think the funniest part was watching Dr. Wolf and Tarek react to the commercials that were in between.
Yes, that. But I think, okay, the funniest moment throughout that entire part of the episode was when Celestia's just like, "Huh, I did not know I was an expression." The crowd just died of laughter, and I looked over to see Josh's
Yeah.
face. Josh and Doc were just breaking down with laughter, and I'm just like, I knew that was going to happen.
Not know that!
Or there was also the moment where Trixie was like, "And that's why I love you," and everyone went, "Ah!" and I yelled back at them, "You're all trash."
Says you.
Oh.
I don't ship the Glim Glam with the Trixam.
I
You
do.
are wrong. I do. It is a
I
glorious
don't.
ship. It is the best ship. It's the greatest.
Chad, who
naval
do you
fleet. I'm-
do you ship Starlight and Trixie or Starlight and Sunburst? Argue about it in the comments.
Sunburst,
Anyways, that's my
Starburst,
point.
Starburst.
That's my point. So
Who do you pass it off to?
who's left?
Me.
Me.
And
And
Golden and Ninja.
Well, now I am left with a very
Bullshit.
tough decision, but I have
Which
nailed
one
it
do you
down.
pick? Character do you pick?
Golden, or do you pick our son?
Toon Critic, these cretins don't support the Glim Trixie ship.
I am gonna
Right.
make the right decision here. I pass it off to Derek.
Now here's the thing. Now here's the thing that I wanted to say, but everyone was
It's gonna
talking.
really start to drive my patience.
Here's the thing. Derek is an omnipresent being and can have all of our voices, so he has no,
He's neutral.
Fuck you, I do what I want!
Yeah, like that's just Derek speaking through Will, but I can speak through Derek.
No, you can't. What was that established?
Oh, no, we also established Derek would have a different voice every single time because he's all of us.
Eric likes Celestia
I have a
Troy!
feeling that we're getting off topic and you should pick someone.
Fine. Okay, I pick British Ninja better.
Yeah.
Derek
See,
is
he knows.
transgender.
He knows. Derek is trans everything. Okay. He doesn't assign himself to one of you. Anyway.
Just
My-
assume Derek's gender!
my favorite thing. Let's be serious. My favorite thing about this, I guess, season premiere, part 1, Celestial Advice, was the fact that they got rid, or are at least getting rid, of friendship lessons. Now, I've been against Starlight Glimmer's quote-unquote friendship lessons since the beginning when they were introduced. The idea of teaching a friendship lesson academically is stupid. It's the entire reason she was sent. The entire reason Celestia sent Twilight away from her school was to make some damn friends outside of a school environment. So hopefully, this whole graduation thing, we can finally move away from mandatory need to force morals down our throat in the need of friendship lessons. It's dumb. It's only a negative. It was stupid, and I'm really glad it's gone. Basically. Oh, I think it's going. The whole graduation thing said, you are no longer my pupil anymore. You know, you have graduated. We no longer need to do these friendship lessons. And I'm like, yay!
I just want to ask, isn't that supposed to be Twilight's character, though? Like, I get that she learned all her lessons via just, experiencing them. And, but, it's her character as a teacher kind of character to be academical with this kind of stuff. Because she's lived with reading books and doing experiments, pretty much all her life. So it makes sense if she tried to do it the same way here.
But throughout Season 6, Twilight is shown to be the worst teacher on the face of the earth. Heck, I just look at the Trixie episode where she ignored and pretty much used Starlight loads of times. She was a terrible teacher. Friendship lessons are dumb. She's graduated now. I hope that's all over. So yeah, that's just a bit of news.
By a terrible teacher.
Ooh.
It just makes me feel good. Yeah.
This episode sucks. You suck. I suck. The whole world sucks. Isn't it a peach? Unsubscribe.
But to be honest, don't we all love a good suck? Exactly. Now moving on. I pass it off to Golden Fox.
All right. So, trying to remember what it was because we were labeling down what each of our points are. So,
it was Twilight's character.
I actually like the very concept in the episode where Twilight decided on Starlight's behalf of what to do, which, on behalf of what goes on with Twilight, it shows how far or how long of a way she has come. And a part of that also includes what Liz said, as well as a lot of other people said about, the development with Celestia. And to top it all off...
Nice touch.
Yes.
It's Derek's theme.
So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stop right there and pass it off to Key.
I like that it had ponies in it.
No way! Really?
Me too.
Oh my god.
But in all seriousness, if I had to pick something that I really liked about the episode, I would have to say, because of the fact that this is one of those situations where you're in, where the majority of this episode was taken up by Twilight's fantasies and different interpretations of what may happen. Kelly Sheridan's vocal performance in this episode was amazing. Cause to me, I really respect when you have to make a character still sound like the character, but having to put different inflection and personality into it. Cause take, for example, Tabitha St. Germain's performance in Simple Ways. While that's not an episode I particularly like, I really love Tabitha's vocal performance in it. And Kelly's in this was really close, whether it was Bro Starlight or the weird Sesame Streety infomercial one for the Changeling Kingdom.
That was something else.
Or the freaking the evil quote unquote Starlight that the rogue changeling was disguised of, and then just her normal Starlight, her being worried and everything. I mean, I love Glim Glam, so I will always have a bias towards that, but I really, really loved Kelly's performance in it. Good shit, top notch. Also how Pinky makes the parties and cleans up the parties is great.
So
well, I guess now we move on to the bad points.
Yep.
Go on.
Here's my criticism. We focus too much on Twilight's fucking fantasies.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. I feel like I did like this episode, but I feel like some of the pacing was a bit off because we spend so much time focusing on the fantasies and stuff. We could have made one of them shorter. The Changeling Kingdom one could have been shortened a good amount, and we could have gone straight to the Celestial one. I feel like we should have had more time with Starlight, because while we did get that initial we did get enough of her being nervous and everything with the big announcement and stuff. I get that. It was there. It wasn't non-existent. But I felt like there needed to be more, because Starlight is a character that has been shown in the past to worry and overanalyze things in her head, almost to Twilight levels. And I feel like if we saw that and everything, it would have made her saying, you know, I don't feel like I'm ready to go and stuff make sense. And if there was more pacing and stuff, and the fact that Twilight was saying, you know, it could have opened up time at the end for Twilight to be like, but you can go to the Changeling Kingdom, or you can go to the Dragonlands and everything, and have Starlight be like, yeah, but this is I can always visit those places, but with you, I don't feel ready to go on my own. This is my home right now. I feel like there should have been a little bit more of a focus on that, because that's a good concept of unlike Twilight in the pilot, who was so ready and rearing to be like, fine, you know what, I'm going to stay here and I'm going to learn friendship, to have the opposite situation, have someone who's willing to say, I'm not ready yet. And I feel like that kind of got diluted with all these very well comedic timed fantasies, but I feel like it took away a little bit of a heart that could have been there. But I still like the episode.
I'm going to personally disagree.
I'd like to rebuttal to that as well.
Wait, hang on. Bliss went first.
Yeah, Bliss can go first.
I personally disagree with you, because again, it's not really from a storytelling perspective. It's more like personal, emotional reasons. The reason why I love Twilight so much is because she is obsessive compulsive, and what comes with that territory is, with people who suffer from this, is assuming the worst. And predicting the worst comes. And for storytelling, this is probably not a good idea. But for me, on a personal level, I related to it and was actually chuckling, because there I was saying, "Oh, where could this go wrong?" She was going right where I was going.
I'm not saying that the fantasies. I'm not saying the fantasies shouldn't have been in the episode at all. I like them, and I thought they were a really good concept. I just feel like there was a little bit of an imbalance between bouncing from Twilight to Starlight.
Yeah, that could have helped, definitely. But yeah, I still enjoyed the fantasies regardless, and I was just chuckling the whole time of how bad things are going to get by her assumptions of how things could go horribly wrong. There were times where I thought, okay, am I really that bad? Do I really assume that's going to happen if things don't go my way? Am I like Twilight?
A little bit.
What was your rebuttal, Ninja?
My rebuttal, I think it was at the end bit where you're like, no, I'm not ready yet. My rebuttal to that, and I'll talk about it more when I actually get to my point, is that if we were to look at this from Season 1's perspective, then if Twilight had given the choice to go to Ponyville in the first place, she would have, without a second of doubt, stayed with Celestia. The thing is, Twilight didn't know what's best for her. She didn't know... Of course she would have said she wasn't ready yet, because all she cared about is learning magic and academia and stuff like that. This wasn't a question of, are you ready to do this? This is what's best for Starlight as a thing, and I'll talk more.
But I feel like Starlight should have a say in her own personal life, though.
True, but I also say that, like, Twilight made her decision after experiencing Ponyville and stuff like that. Like, if you had asked, in this situation... It would be like asking Twilight while she's still researching Nightmare Noon at the castle doing academia and stuff. It's like...
True.
I got a question, though. Because I'm just realizing a difference in between how Celestia sent Twilight away and how Twilight basically was more blunt about sending Starlight away and telling her, hey, you graduate, there's nothing I can teach you. Celestia wasn't that direct. Celestia asked Twilight to do a favor for her for the Celestia celebration thing. She didn't directly tell Twilight to go and make friends.
Because if she did,
she did instruct to try and make some friends, but really she was sending her out to do a job, which was to help to prepare for the summer solstice celebration for Celestia. So she wasn't indirectly sending her away. Twilight just chose to stay when she asked Celestia if she could.
And also, we also need to look at the fact that Starlight, what led Starlight to becoming a pupil and what led Twilight to becoming a pupil were two different stories. And also, Starlight, over the course of her living in Ponyville, she's made friends with Trixie, Thorax, the main six, and everything. So yeah, when you are in a home where you've established friendship and stuff, where you do have, actual platonic relationships there, I can understand why she's like, I don't want to go and leave the people that I just
You see, Twilight's would be the opposite then. Twilight's would be the exact opposite. But again, that still wouldn't work, because if we had run through the situation with Twilight with the exact same thing happening, the world would have been dead to Nightmare Moon, because she just said, no, I want to stay here and do academia. I don't want to leave.
Yeah.
It's what's best for her versus what her feelings say.
I like how they're similar and yet they're not. The circumstances are extremely different and yet they're somewhat similar. But anyway, I think we.
Yeah, I'll talk more
long.
about
Who's
that
next?
when I get to my negative.
Me.
You, Golden, go.
All right. So, before I say this, just bear with me when I mention this, because I think a lot of people are going to lose their
We're calm, rational people.
Be
Come
professional.
on.
Yeah. I did not like Discord in this episode.
Ravel.
Shit about me!
Now, calm down.
I hear the shrieks of KP in the foreground
Bliss.
or background, whatever. Sorry.
Oh, KP has her own problems. No. The first half of the episode I didn't mind. It was the driving force for Twilight to think about Starlight. But then when it came to the other half and she's about to make an announcement, Discord summons like lights, camera, a microphone, and everything, and then he's like, "You're not actually thinking about this now, are you?" Like, dude, shut up! At least she's trying. There's a difference between trying to motivate somebody, even if you're being a dick about it, and then it's just being a straight up asshole. And in the second half, Discord was being a straight up asshole.
I will agree
It is Discord. He's an asshole either way.
I will agree.
In other episodes, when Discord is being the quote-unquote asshole, he does it with the driving force of a motivation, not just being a dick just for the sake of being a dick.
Keyframe, you were saying.
I was just going to say, I agree to an extent with you, Golden, but I do love the payoff of, I just wanted her to become my roommate.
He did all that just for that. Yeah, I remember that.
I do like that payoff, though, of just that kind of payoff, because that's my taste in humor. But I could see why you didn't like him. It's kind of like why some people don't like his portrayal in Princess Twilight Sparkle back in season 4.
Wait, what? Oh, which part of that?
The Shutterfly part and stuff, where it's like, even though he's reformed, he still has those tendencies where it's very much like pre-reformed Discord, but without the destroying the world kind of thing.
Yeah. No, I'm fine with that. What I don't like is when they're taking it too far of an extent, and that's what my issue was.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. But yeah, I can see what you mean.
It didn't bother me too much because it's Discord and he's basically manipulating the situation for his own entertainment. You gotta admit, he loves seeing Twilight squirm.
That is very true.
That's why it didn't bother me so much. But at the same time, my moral and ethics is screaming at me, he's being an asshole. You know that, right? Like, yeah.
That's also why I don't like What About Discord.
Let's save that for another time.
Yeah, okay, so pass it on to British?
Yeah, it's me next. Okay.
Yep, I pass it on to you.
This is going to be my elaboration on what I said earlier, but my negative is something that pretty much soiled what was close to being a promising and interesting direction for Season 7 to go in my opinion. They spent the entire episode discussing that it would be best for Starlight to be sent away, and that Twilight's fear of Starlight's safety was actually being sourced by her own need to, not let Starlight go. She wanted her to stay, and that's really interesting. That's really deep and thoughtful. It came from a really nice conclusion where Celestia confronts and sympathizes with Twilight, and they both decide that it's probably the right thing to do for Starlight. Twilight can't keep her anchored down here as a student because that's not what's best for her. And then they just went, nope, JK, we're not actually doing that. We're not going to send you away because you don't want to leave, because your feelings are that much more important than what's actually best for you. Can you imagine if this had happened in Season 1, if Twilight had chosen to stay with Celestia and never gone to Ponyville in the first place, if Twilight had a say in that matter before the fact, not after the fact, you know she would have stayed with Celestia in academia without a second thought, and boom, everything would have been fucked over. Nightmare Moon would have lost. We'd have no actual show because Twilight decided to stay, and because that's what she wanted to do, not what's best for her. You know, and it's the same kind of deal. Twilight didn't know that Ponyville was what's best for her, but her teacher did. And it's kind of the same with Twilight and Glimmer here. Twilight knows firsthand the amount of potential this could have, because look where it got her. You know, this kind of teaching allowed her to spread her wings and reach her potential. And ignoring whether or not you agree with me on whether or not she should have been sent away, building up the fact that you're going to send her away for an entire episode only to cop out at the very last second, to only have a tiny bit of, no, we're not actually going to do that. That is stupid. That is ruined potential. That is 20 minutes of your premiere gone, like completely down the drain. Like, you tease us with this, oh wow, the group's going to have to deal with losing a member. Starlight's going to live on her own or seek her own path. This is really interesting. You know, the show's running out of storylines for all the characters because they've all made their goals. Maybe we can go in this new direction. And then it's just gone. Without even a second, maybe. It's like, oh, I don't want to go. Okay, never mind. And I can just imagine that Celestia is just looking at her with the most evil glaze.
She didn't say, I don't want to go. She said, I'm not ready to go.
Yeah, I'm not ready.
And Twilight said, okay, if you're not ready, then I'm not ready. And that was fine.
And technically, Twilight wasn't ready to make a decision either.
Yeah.
Also, there's one other thing. And pardon me if I'm sounding a little too critical about this. You're basically criticizing the episode for a missed opportunity or wasted potential. That's what it sounds like.
Yes, and okay.
Do any of you remember the hidden rule that Mr. Enter said in Equestria Games? Judge what it is, not what it could be or what it should be.
Okay. Can I judge on what it was going to be, but then they changed it at the last second? Because that is what.
How do you know what it was? How do you know that's what it was going to be?
That's technically what it is.
At least that's what they have presented. You know, what it is that they built this up for the entire duration of the episode to be an interesting thing, and then at the very last second of the show, they just went, "No, we're not doing that."
You know what I think?
I don't think that's what they went for.
Should I not criticize it for not completely going against what it set out to do, or set out what it was going?
I don't think it's going against it.
You know
what Bliss said, they haven't decided yet. So there is potential.
You know what I think would have been interesting? I think what it would have been interesting if because Starlight's been shown to be able to do stuff with the map, if that they were able to add Starlight's cutie mark to the map adventures, and then she visits all these different places, and then at the end of the season, she picks the place.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that either. But I still feel like the ending was a complete cop-out for what it was building up to. And I will judge it.
It's anticlimactic.
I'll meet you halfway, Goldie. I'll agree that I will not judge it on how much potential is missed, but I will judge it on how stupid and how close it was to reaching that potential. You know? How it seemed to be going all of the way this side, and then at the last second it completely swapped sides. Not because, oh, that was a cool plot twist. No, that was just wasted beer poured down the drain.
I mean, it's kind of like if you're going up a roller coaster that has like a 20-hour climb up, and then the drop is only like 2 feet.
No, the drop is going up a little bit more, and then the roller coaster stops. Like, it's complete opposite of what you were thinking. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too critical. Maybe I was just really excited to see this dynamic just to have me cucked at the last second. That's how I felt. I felt like this episode was going to be really prolific and smart with how Celestia, finally a Celestia episode. And then it's just Twilight completely misinterpreted what Celestia was saying. And I don't know. It left a poor taste in my mouth, and I can't really say that it's a good premiere, knowing that it did so many good things right just to trip at the last second. And I suppose that wraps up my thoughts. I'm sorry if I took anyone else's. I'm sorry if I took anyone else's points.
No, we're fine.
But yeah, I
Kind
think
of added on to mine.
was it Toon? Yeah, Toon went just before me.
Okay.
Cartoons, should I say?
Tag in.
Yeah. All right. Hey, cartoons. Yeah. What do you want? Do you want to say what you want to say about the episode? Fine. All right. Give me a second.
Cartoons is progressively becoming some kind of fusion of Rick and Grunkle Stan.
Oh. Okay. I'm here now. Alrighty. So, what do I really say about this? Oh yes. Okay. I'll say the one thing that pissed me off to no end about this episode. Don't get me wrong. Good episode. Like some parts about it. But y'all remember the previews for this. They were setting everything up for one particular point. The one thing that everyone took away from the previews was Starlight and Starburst pulling off some weird sort of Full Metal Alchemist pentagram, chalk drawn, circle drawn, summon the devil sort of thing. And then it just turns into a black hole. Well, is this going to be a plot point for the premiere? Oh, this is exciting! I can't wait. No. Not happening. Just a flashback. Just a fantasy. I agree 100% with Ninja because I felt like I also, too, got cucked at this point because imagine if that had been an actual plot point in this episode. Holy crap, Starlight and Sunburst are gone. They have been swallowed into hell. How are we gonna get them back? Well, Twilight probably will come up with something. Maybe celestial advice is how to use dark magic or something to get these two out from hell, basically. Nope, none of that. I feel lied. I feel lied. I feel cucked. I feel bullshitted.
Hey, cartoons.
What?
Cartoons. I have something to add to that.
What?
It might just be me and my artistic/animator kind of eye, but I saw Celestia and Twilight and Spike being all flashbacky in the background of the teaser, so I didn't really think that was actually going to be a plot point.
Well, it should have been. It would have been a hell of a lot more interesting.
It would have, yeah, I agree.
Cartoons.
You should be.
Now, you see, cartoons, there's an easy way to solve this problem, and it's one that I've taken on to. That's not to spoil yourself on teasers, because it only leads to disappointment.
It's almost kind of impossible.
That's why it's called a teaser.
Well, yeah, it's why I do not watch teasers, I do not watch trailers, I go into it as blind as possible, so that my expectations are neutral. You know, I only have the title to go off sometimes.
Nevertheless.
So, you know what? Yeah.
So
this is... People who watch the teasers, you asked for that.
You know what? Yeah. I'm just gonna go with that. So I'm just gonna pass it back to, who was it before me? I think it was,
me.
Voiceman. Now I'm gonna pass it back to you.
Okay. I'm not sure if this really counts as a negative because throughout the episode, when Twilight was saying, "Oh no, I have to send Starlight away," my initial, here are my thoughts. On the one hand, no, that's a terrible idea. You do not want to send out well, actually, hang on. Let me get my tweets up because I wrote it a lot more smoothly.
You live tweeted the event?
Of course.
Well, sorta. I sort of live tweeted as soon as I got from work. Let's see. What did I say? All right. Yes, I don't know how to feel about this. On the one hand, no, bad idea. Sending out a socially awkward psychopath on her own is terrible. On the other, yay, no more Starlight Glimmer episodes.
Wow.
Oh.
Thank you, sir.
Wow.
I like Starlight. I like Starlight.
Wait, what did he say? Did he say, yay, no more Starlight?
Yeah.
Oh, you can burn.
That being said, and then the same thing happened with the end. On the other hand, it's like, oh, good, she's not like. On the other hand, yeah, I'm like, okay, good. They're not sending out a sociopath on her own. On the other hand, crap, we're getting more Starlight Glimmer episodes.
I just got a Skype. I just got a Skype message from Derek. He disagrees.
See, Derek's on the good side.
So yeah, that's my kinda sorta negative.
Kinda sorta negative.
You know, I do like Voice of Reason's new Roundtable pose. He does kind of seem like that kind of trollish. Nah, this might kind of sort of negative. I don't know.
Kind
The
of
picture
sort of
looks good.
negative.
Anyway, I believe
Just until the next episode, I get really negative.
Oh boy.
I believe Luximus was before you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry.
really? Oh,
Sorry about that, Luximus. We got into a really heavy debate.
yeah, I guess. Uh-huh. Jeez. Let me get my notes. Okay, alright. I have a couple things wrong with this episode, actually.
What is one thing?
One thing? Eeny, meeny, miny, that one. Okay, Celestia's character in mainly the flashback. Okay, this is coming from being a fangirl of Antony C, but, like, I didn't really like the way that they portrayed Celestia's character there, because it doesn't seem like she's, like, a princess, you know? I mean, like, in this scenario, you have, like, a ruler who is all-powerful, omnipotent, immortal, beautiful, controls the sun and the moon, and yet she's very hesitant about letting her child princess little Twilight go to this one place in the middle of nowhere. It's like, yeah, I get that some princesses are supposed to have character, and, you know, they're supposed to be someone that you can relate to, but, like, this isn't Disney. This it can be as much as close as it can try to be. It's not Disney, so it's not like we're not gonna get any kind of, you know, princess-esque kind of Disney character from Celestia, because Celestia is basically supposed to be a god in this universe or whatever. The only thing that, like, backlashes my argument is because they ruined it in season 2, and, like, everywhere else after that, because then she became a troll. But otherwise, I don't know, I disapprove of the character that she went with, just because I feel like she's more of a god than more of a princess.
You know, I understand the Antony C mentality, and I kind of agree, I guess. But if you want your perfect princess, you know, can do no wrong, lovely Disney style, her name is Cadence.
Oh boy.
I feel like, I don't know, Celestia is too deep connected with the characters to get away with being a typical Disney princess who can do no wrong, Mary Sue kind of deal, rather than, you know, have flaws and stuff. Cadence is disconnected enough, which is why I kind of like the idea that she is a god of love, that kind of deal. But you know what? It'd be cool if she was a princess. It'd be cool if she was a god, but obviously that's not where the show's going, I think.
Ow, ow, ow.
I like what Chuggle Debug says in the chat. Cadence is the princess of wasted potential.
Jesus.
Yep.
Actually, no. I think that Cadence isn't the princess of wasted potential because she fills the Disney princess slot. You know, we don't have to have Celestia be the easy to market princess doll toy, basically. When we can do more of them. She's
more of a pre-Disney princess. Because now they're getting into like princesses who, like, for instance, Elsa, like, doesn't have morals correct, but still kind of has a good heart, but has a lot of negative traits anyway.
More
whereas
Elsa,
back in the
less
past,
Sleeping Beauty.
well, yeah. Whereas back in the past,
Samurai.
it was more perfect and regal.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of have to know Disney in order to, like, you know.
See that? No, I get you. I understand. I thought about it as well. Yeah. Any who went?
I believe Bliss is last. And Lux, you did cut out a little bit, but I think we got the gist of what you were saying.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Hapaka. Hapaka chapaka.
That's your criticism of the episode?
Well,
you know
you've
what I
heard
didn't
it
like
here
about
first.
this episode?
What?
It was not a real premiere!
Oh, here we go.
I
Here we
didn't
go.
see any new villains. I didn't see a threat. I didn't see jack. This was not a premiere. There was hardly any conflict. The conflict was sitting Starlight on her own, which turned out to be nothing. This was basically what Ninja and Golden Box touched on. But this was not a real premiere. Where's the villain? Where's the threat? Question's gonna be doomed that the main six or Starlight or some pony doesn't do something.
Where's Derek?
Blissy. Hey, Blissy.
What?
I could tell you where one thing is. My eardrum is now on the floor bleeding.
I'm actually impressed. Like, I thought I was going to be the angriest one. I tried hard to be the angriest one. Blissy, you
I
just
think you got-
sweating
Blissy's
me off.
rees are off the charts.
They're alicorn rees.
You don't
Yeah, we're looking
understand.
at 4.5 gigarees.
Giga
In
rees.
all honesty, in all honesty, I'm actually not that spiteful of this episode. I really hardly enjoyed it, but I can't call it a real premiere, and that really is the only bash I have for it. I'm gonna be a little real with everybody real fast. I had a really rough time at the con. It was probably one of the worst cons I've ever experienced. I'm not gonna go into details why, but I did enjoy the new episode for what it had to offer, but I was extremely disappointed that it wasn't a real premiere, and that actually questioned, is this how this is going to be with no more premieres and no epic endings anymore? Because I really enjoyed those about the show, but I'm assuming too much into it. This is not a sign that season 7 is going to be bad. If anything, I have high hopes that it's going to be a family-friendly season where it's going to have more family moral ethic lessons to teach and not just friendship, because family can be your friends too. I mean, let's be real. So yeah, at the end of the day, I'm disappointed this was not a real premiere. My rage is only heightened by past events that occurred over the weekend. I'm kind of suffering a bit of post-con depression.
Hey, Blissy, would you say you have high hopes?
I've got
high hopes.
I got
apple pie in this.
It's funny because it's 420.
What? That was not my reference. It's Hitler Day.
It's not Hitler Day, it's 420 Day. Blaze it, my boys.
Yes.
And girl.
Boys and girls, and whatever else you are.
It's not a premiere. It's about 2 episodes, and there's usually a large conflict that's going on in these premieres. This was not a premiere. This was just the beginning of a season. It was the beginning of the first episode of season 7. It is not a premiere. I dropped the mic.
Alright.
As we get to that, I guess we're going to take a short break as we get our next guest, as Derek goes to get our next guest for All Bottled Up. So.
Yes. So thank you guys for tuning into this. As always, go ahead and put down in the comments what you thought of the episode, and key if they have made it this far. What should they put down? What is your hashtag of the day?
I would say hashtag
Derek.
Hashtag Derek.
Yes.
With that being said,
Highest loved.
with that being said, thank you all for turning out for this. Join us on the next episode where we have Razor reviews on for All Bottled Up. See you in the next episode.
Abataka.
Bye!